Welcome to this presentation, reporting to client on the provisions of a flat lease Roundup for Conveyancers. This presentation is brought to you by myself, Stephen Desmond, in association with MBL Seminars. There are a range of issues which I will touch on today, and towards the end of the presentation, I will consider the matter of actually reporting to the client. The first part of the presentation will be designed to look at key elements of the lease. Of course, leases tended to be drafted very differently. This could depend on whether you're dealing with a lease of a flat in a small converted building or a lease on a very big apartment block. And it can also depend on the decade or the era in which the lease was drafted. Modern leases and modern technology and the advent of online precedent providers means that many leases tend to be a bit more standardized and much longer than used to be the case. So the idea is to look at key elements of the lease. And I bring to this my experience not only as a former conveyancing solicitor myself, but also as an author. I write for multinational publisher LexisNexis on the subject of long residential leases. And I also do many seminars for MBL and also webinars on the topic of long leases. So that's our introduction by way of overview out of the way. I will next move on to the first port of call, which is repair covenants. The first issue that I'd like to refer to is the question of repair covenants. Sometimes in leases, I see repair covenants drafted really poorly. And this is not to criticise the conveyancer, but sometimes the problem, I feel, is that just simply using a precedent without adapting it to the client's own circumstances or to the peculiarities of a particular building or estate can sometimes cause problems in the way that the lease is applied. The worst scenario that I come across is a lease with no repairing obligation at all. This doesn't happen very often. But I was speaking with one practitioner where service charges include a landlord's discretion to carry out repairs. In a long residential lease, that would be fatal.